Hello, loves. Welcome to the channel. Today is one of those days. I'm not gonna lie. We had this really cool thunderstorm, and I was like, "Oh, let me come in and make a video. Let me make a recording." Spirit was just calling me, and I wanted to talk about some of the collective energies I've been feeling. So I did that, and I talked about it, and did the whole reading, and then I went to post it and pull it together for you and do the editing, and there was no sound. My ADHD brain made me forget to plug in the mic, and therefore it had no sound. I was so bummed. So I said, "Oh, let me try again. Let me see what Spirit has to say to us today." So, welcome. We're going to try again because that's just who I am. I don't give up easily. So, here we are. But really, what I wanted to talk about a little bit was how as both an intuitive medium and as a sensitive therapist as well, and friend, and family member, I pick up on energies, right? And what's really interesting and kind of cool is that there seems to always be, or frequently be, this collective vibe of emotion that pops up in all these different places with people that I meet with. So sometimes it's something like, for example, grief, where people are feeling like, "Oh, I'm really feeling a lot of grief right now." And, you hear it here, you hear it here, and you see it in different ways. Sometimes it's just a low level kind of sadness or even depression that people are experiencing. Recently, what I've been noticing, again, in every realm that I interact with, is the overwhelming sense of difficulty at the very least, and at the deeper end of it is feeling this kind of despair for a lot of folks around finances. And if you live here in the States, I'm sure like, look, even food has gone up 3 times. A bag of dog food, I'm pointing at the dogs here, but a bag of dog food, is 3 times what it was last year at this time. And, everything has gone up so much. So what happens is so many of us are feeling very isolated by that. I've had people hold up their phones with their their banking app and showing me, "Look, I have $200 and my rent is due or my mortgage is due, and I don't get paid for another 2 weeks. What am I supposed to do?" And so many, and these are people that are working and trying hard and managing as best they can. They're not being irresponsible or the L word, right? Lazy or any of that. It's just this it's really, really a hard time. But the other part of that, right, is that can become very isolating and lonely, because as humans we don't typically talk to other people about our bank balances. It's very private, isn't it? And it can be very shameful, because what happens, right, is that we get this identity that somehow I'm failing or I'm not good enough or there's something wrong with me because my bank balance is low or because I owe this much money or my credit cards are this high. Whatever that looks like, it's very shameful and it can be very isolating. And what Spirit has been on me all day, and I'm trying again to tell you, is that it's not your fault. That take a look at where we are today. Look at the backdrop. I have the privilege in a lot of ways to be old. I'm not gonna lie. Been around for lots of decades on this planet in this round, right? And I can tell you that things weren't always this difficult. Life has always been stressful. Don't get me wrong. We've all had our stuff, and that's what we're here for. It is part of the deal we came in with. But this part of it, it's never been this insane on a consistent basis, and this difficult for almost everybody. Now, we know there are those people that seem to be just doing fine, right? Trust me, they have their own struggles too, whatever they are. But for so many of us, this part of it in particular is very isolating. And so I want you to know Spirit's hearing that loud and clear and saying, "Baby, it's not just you. This is a really hard time, and be kind to yourself through it, okay? And know that it doesn't mean you're failing, or that you're doing something wrong, or you're not good enough, or any of those other things that you might hear and that little voice in your head say. Tell it to bug off, because it's just not true. It's a really hard time." So now that, I'm checking my mic is on. It's all good. The thunderstorm has passed, which I think is a nice kind of omen, isn't it? That, that's what Spirit has to say too. Sometimes we have storms. Right now, the world is in a storm, but let's keep going. It'll pass, right? All right, let's take a look. Let's hear what Spirit has to say to us now. It could be totally unrelated. Who knows? We'll see. Let's take a look. All right, folks. I clothe myself in a robe of white light, composed of the love, the power, and the wisdom of the divine, not only for our own protection of myself and the community, but for all others who see it or come in contact with it, will be brought to the divine and healed. All right. I call in our guides and ascended masters and the highest loving spirits and angels to bring us guidance today for the highest good of all concerned. We thank you, Spirit, for being here. And Collective, I thank you for being here. How you doing? You struggling with this stuff? If you are, leave a like or drop a little note. Yeah, me too. Whatever. I want to hear from you. Okay. Let's take a look. Here we go. I'm going to do a simple past, present, future. Okay. Got the Page of Cups in the past. I love it. I always love how in the Page of Cups, there's always a fish in the cup, right? If you ever pay attention to that. It's like, what's up with this? It's that fishy Pisces Cancer energy. There's a crab down there too. Okay. So in the past, we've had this loving, emotional energy. We've also had this Ace of Wands. There's been fiery news and fiery developments happen in the past, haven't there? Been. And in the past, some of us in this collective have gone into hermit mode. Hermit mode is Virgo energy. I'm not an astrology person, but when I know the astrology, I'll share it with you. So, hermit mode, you had to take some time. So this fiery stuff that came through for you led you to take a break and to separate yourself. Okay, I'm hearing from Spirit. Yeah. There were some emotional surprises for you. And if it's about this collective that I'm talking about before we came in, that sure makes sense, doesn't it? We were all just doing our thing, living our lives, and then all of a sudden this ish show happened, and here we are. We've been faced with these fiery changes, and a lot of us have kind of responded by going into hermit mode, and sometimes that means isolating. Remember I talked about that with when we get feel shameful, we feel ashamed, or we're just overwhelmed, we can go into hermit mode. That's not always a bad thing, right? But we don't want to be isolated, because that's going to make things worse if we stay in the mode of isolation. So Two of Coins is here for the present energy, along with the Hierophant. Okay, moving into the Hierophant energy, coming back to the things that are the traditional ways of kind of managing, or for a lot of us that's just spirit, moving into spirit energy. And so yeah, I'm feeling that for sure. And then we have the Ace of Coins. Okay. So money. You might be looking at money coming in. You're balancing your money. You're trying to make some decisions about money right now. And if we come back into what we were just talking about, right? You're facing some decisions about money. The traditional ways of managing your money are not working, is what Spirit's saying. That's what the problem is. And there's some new ways here of working with your money. We'll figure that out, what that means. Yeah, and in the near future, again, you've got some more decisions to make. And there may be some things that you're not looking at that Spirit's saying you should look at, or that maybe it's something you've been avoiding. I'm reminded of some people talking about recently about how sometimes when we're struggling financially, and again, here's the coins coming in, and we were just talking about it. when we're struggling financially, sometimes we can kind of go la 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 and put on the blindfold and not take even look at it because it feels too overwhelming. And that's what I'm getting there, is that might be you. That the finances right now are just even too much to think about or look at, because I'm hearing somebody say I can't do anything about it, and it just makes me depressed or upset to look at it, and I want to stay away from it. I don't know if you just saw spirit come through. I just was, I just let me know if you saw any, like a an orb or something coming through here. I just saw spirit come through here while I was talking to you. Let me know if you saw that. You can back it up if you need to, but it was like right through here, like whoosh. That's how it works sometimes. That was cool. All right, we also have the Two of Wands sitting on the world here. Okay, sitting on the top of the world, but it doesn't feel that way. You got some decisions to make. You're trying to think about what to do. You're trying to think about how to manage this. How do I manage this? What do I do? It's just clear to me there. And then we got the Seven of Wands. Yeah. I always love this Seven of Wands. Oh, there's Rosie's downstairs. Somebody probably had the nerve to walk by the house outside. I always love this. The Seven of Wands can be here's this fiery energy, but look what she's doing. I mean, she's doing tricks over the fire. She's like, I got this. I know this is hot. I got this. It's very cool. Got distracted by the pups. All right, and underneath we've got the Two of Cups. So that this is at the base of the reading, and strength. All right, so it might also have to do with other folks. You might not be in this alone, or you might be managing with somebody else in your family. But those are challenges that you're dealing with. So maybe it's bringing up that there might be some fiery conversations or fiery actions or decisions around money and with the person you love, or about what to do with the person you love around these troubles that we're dealing with. And strength is your challenge. You got to be strong through this. So Spirit, tell us more about the Page of Cups, please. Tell us more about this Page of Cups energy from the past. Yeah, I'm picking up on somebody before we move through that really has been very you've been very independent in a lot of ways. And yeah, you've been very steady and very independent in a lot of ways. And that when these challenges come up, you move into yourself for a little while and figure out what's going to work for you. And some of that might be a little bit scary and you don't look at it so closely, but you get through it. So let's take a look. Page of Cups. All right, yeah, there's that singular energy. It's that Nine of Cups. So that's that independent part that's confirmation for me. That in this relationship that you're in, maybe, or just in life in general, yeah, because I'm not seeing an actual person here other than this part. But you're very independent. That's all. I'm just going to reinforce that. You're a very independent person. Not in a way that doesn't work. They're doubling down on the Ace of Wands. So I got distracted because I saw the card I was pulling for the Ace of Wands, and it was Ace of Wands again. So Spirit just doubles down sometimes. It says, yeah, there's been stuff coming in. There's been fiery activity in our past, and there it is again. Fiery activity happening in your life in the past, in the recent past. And that could be the global energy that we're talking about. It could be in your life in particular. Both. Tell us more about that. Yeah, in the world. Okay, so it's in the world. Thank you, Spirit. So it's mainly the changes that have happened in the world that have affected you. And they've been fiery, they've been hard, and they've been strong and quick in the past. Okay. which led you into Hermit. Tell us more about that Hermit energy, please. Yeah, because things did not feel balanced. There was not an equal give and take. You felt like you were giving out more money than what was coming in. Like, what happened? This wasn't what it was like before. Yeah, it makes sense, right? There are things unseen. What? It's the moon energy, or the moon. Like, what happened? What's going on? Why? Why is this going on? Well, a lot of us know exactly why it's going on, but we also know that what's going on in the world right now, in the Wheel of Fortune. I'm sorry, I thought that was the world, but it's the same thing to me in many ways. It's the Wheel of Fortune. It's just things turning. It's this series of events, right? But a lot of us know that it's not just bad luck, that there's more to it. There's a lot more underneath that's happening that we don't have control over, right? And it's the end of that old cycle that we were in, where things were much better. This change represented a change in a cycle, in a new time. So tell us more about the Two of Coins, please. This balancing your money, trying to manage it as best you can in the present. Yeah, you're trying to come up with new ideas on how to do that. And one of the things is just you're finding peace and comfort and going to Spirit. And Spirit's saying this, that one of the things that needs to happen in your present moment is not just coming up with new ideas, but coming back into your sense of balance and peace through your own spirituality, through your own practices of grounding, through your own connection somehow to Spirit, whether that's in yoga. I'm picking up somebody who does yoga, somebody does meditation, somebody just likes to go for a walk, some like to go in their gardens, some like music. I see somebody picking up a guitar and playing their guitar. So Spirit's saying that as you're dealing with balancing everything, it's going to be very important not just to come up with new ideas and the truth of things, of this stuff, knowing the truth. It doesn't really matter so much. Staying in your spirit and staying grounded is what's really, really important here. And we've got two of these in a row now, the Hierophant, coming back into your spirit, staying connected to Spirit. And it's in the present moment. So if you're doing that, hey, you're here on a tarot channel, so obviously you're doing it. But Spirit's reminding you, that's great. Keep doing it. Keep doing that. Because that's how we avoid or balance out any anxiety that we're having, is coming back to Spirit. Right, because it feels like we've been cheated in so many ways, and it's a terrible feeling. So stay in with Spirit. Tell us more about this Ace of Coins, please. This new money coming in, new health, maybe. New coming in. Good news about it. Yeah, letting go of the things that no longer serve us. Walking away from the things that no longer serve us and being open to the newer things that are coming. Because the rest, right now, it feels pretty meh. It feels pretty meh right now, the Four of Cups. Not feeling happy. So Spirit's saying whatever this is that you feel like you need to walk away from, it's because you've been feeling kind of about it. I don't know what that is for you. It's giving something up, letting it go. Not even giving it up, because emotionally you've already done that. It's walking away from it. Is there something that you need to let go of so that you can move on to a newer phase? Is there some behavior that you need to let go of that doesn't serve you any longer? And maybe it's about this, moving into a place of actually looking at things more clearly. That's what I'm hearing. Yeah. Maybe it's a relationship that's not being very... That came out reversed, so I'm going to put it there. Maybe it's a relationship that's not so great for you. And maybe that's why it's coming up over here for your challenge. That Two of Cups, that partnership energy is a challenge for you right now. Spirit's just saying they see it. They see it. It's something for you that you are considering apparently right now in the equation. Meh. Okay. So tell us more about this Two of Swords, please, in the near future. Two of Swords energy. Yeah, it's going to take some strength to make this decision and to take the blindfold off. I feel you. That's hard to do. It's hard to face ourselves and our difficulties and our challenges, with open eyes and not avoiding. And it takes a lot of strength to do that. And Spirit's just recognizing that. Yeah, it's very true. We get it. We're here for you, and we're here with you. And you've got the, you got the Knight of Swords. It means it's pause. Once you do that, you've got a lot of good change coming in, and you've got the ability to think through it. That's what they're telling us, is that you've got the ability to think clearly and to move things forward rapidly. Charge ahead, so to speak. Okay? They're just reminding you who you are. Two of Wands. We've got, okay, the Chariot. So again, and actually it's moving into taking control energy, which is beautiful, okay? By facing whatever it is you're challenged by. You have the capability, you got to be strong, and then, things start to move forward really pretty quickly as you take charge. Okay, Spirit's just kind of encouraging you that can be a scary thing, but, there's good on the other side of that. Tell us more about that Two of Wands, please. Trying to look ahead, trying to plan with the world being what it is. Two of Wands doubling it down. I love it. Two of Wands is clarified by the Two of Wands. So Spirit's going, yeah, I'm telling you what I'm telling you. In the near future, one of the struggles is, how do I move forward? Start to look at that. So it's kind of, as you move through this, actually, as you take off the blindfold and you face whatever it is that you haven't been facing, it's going to allow you, actually, that's what Spirit's saying, I'm doubling down. It's going to allow you to start to make plans and figure out how to move forward from this. That's the gift that comes from it. And know that you're able to manifest whatever you need to. I love that part. That's so cool. Right? Magician has every tool, and in the traditional Rider-Waite deck, you've got the Magician's got all the tools on the deck. I mean, on the table, right? From all the different suits. All the tools are there. So know that you have everything you need to manifest the plans for the future, as long as you're paying attention. Okay. Seven of Wands, it's a new journey. It's a new venture. And then we go to the Eight of Wands, where things start to move quickly. I love that. It's all pointing in the same direction, and that's forward. Okay. You got this. That's what they're saying. You've got this. And then new things come. New again, we're back to this Page of Wands energy, bringing in this new venture, this new action, this new activity that you've got. You're going to find a new way to handle this. That's what I just heard from Spirit. Remembering you've got all the abilities that you need. This is the key. Once you take off your blindfold, once you look at it directly, whatever it is, that's the hardest part sometimes, is being honest with ourselves and finding the strength to look at that problem directly. It all starts to come together and move forward for you. And I love that. How awesome for you. It's really cool. I'm going to pull up the Listen Bitch cards. Listen B. We're going to do some Listen B's. I'm going to give you 3 of them. These are oracles to wrap up here. And of course, I'm just checking again. Yeah, the microphone's on. All right. Here's 1. Here's 2. I'm going to find the pink one. Here's the pink one. Okay. You ready? Choose 1, 2, or 3. This is where your energy comes in loud and clear, because you'll listen to your own spirit, your own guides, for your personal message from Spirit today. All right. If you pick number 1, listen, feel every moment. Your life is happening right effing now. Love it. Feel it. Don't hide out too much. That's where we go back to this one. Don't be the hermit for too long. You got to feel your life and live it deeply. Listen, you deserve love. Oh, sorry. You deserve love letters and grand gestures, not uncertainty and disrespect. Stand up. Ooh, is this about this? Is that about the lovers we were talking about? Are you not getting love letters and grand gestures and you being disrespected? Okay, Spirit's reminding you what you deserve. Don't forget who you really are. And here's the 3rd. Listen, own this moment. Yesterday's BS is not on today's schedule. Own it. Okay? That's where this section comes in, where we're looking at that future, and Spirit gave you the tools and the roadmap how to do that. So that's there for you. I hope this was helpful today. I really do. And if you liked it, please give a thumbs up. Hit that bell so you know when I make more videos. And leave a comment. Let me know how it resonated for you, if it did. And I hope to see you again soon. Love you. Come on back again.